Saratoga Springs, New York, lays claim to some of the culinary world's most famous inventions. From the potato chip to the club sandwich, which was first served at the Saratoga Clubhouse in 1894. But located in this historic city is an institution that shifts gears from meals to wheels, the Saratoga Automobile Museum. Its collection includes a 1963 production Mustang, a 1935 Maserati race car, and a 1928 Franklin that once belonged to famed aviator Charles Lindbergh. But among these classic vehicles is one car that blazed an unconventional trail.
The artifact is a solid steel body. It's a beautiful robin's egg blue. There are 4 wheels, but there are also 2 propellers.
According to museum education director Seth Warden, this automobile has a secret double identity.
This unassuming car allowed a group of daredevils to attempt a stunt that really made waves.
How did an extraordinary vehicle fare on a treacherous journey across the open sea? 1961, England. The United Kingdom is in the midst of an age of modernization and technological advancement. And one marvel that's attracting a lot of attention is an unusual new automobile called the Amphicar. Its unique design harnesses technology formerly found only in amphibious military vehicles. With 2 propellers tucked under its chassis, the car can seamlessly travel between the road and the water. And it's promoted as a revolution in transportation.
Here was the car of the future, a car that could go in water.
But as the years pass, sales of the Amphicar fail to live up to the hype.
Although it was fun and quite the novelty, there was not much demand for this car.
But in 1965, 2 of the Amphicar's biggest fans, close friends Peter Tappenden and Michael Bailey, concoct a wild idea to reverse the car's fortunes.
They knew the Frankfurt Auto Show in Germany was weeks away, and what better way for them to make a statement with this Amphicar but to cross the English Channel to get there?
The daredevils planned to drive from London to Dover, cross 30 miles of open water to reach the town of Calais, France, and then continue to Germany. When Amphicar executives learn of this stunt, they gladly supply the men with a new car. And as word spreads, 2 other enthusiasts sign on.
So it turned into a 4-man, 2 Amphicar adventure of crossing the English Channel together.
On September 16th, the quirky caravan reaches Dover. After stowing their equipment, the drivers ease the Amphicars into the channel.
Both cars were launched, and at first everything seemed to be pretty smooth.
For hours, the cars make good progress. But the tide is about to turn.
The waves gradually picked up, and there was a fear of capsizing.
But capsizing isn't the only concern. As Tappenden and Bailey push on, the second Amphicar suddenly breaks down.
Something had clogged their bilge pump. They couldn't pump the water out, and it killed the engine.
Tappenden and Bailey tow their partners, but the line soon becomes tangled in their propeller.
So now both cars are stuck in the middle of the English Channel. Something had to happen fast.
Will the Amphicars make it to It's September 1965 in the English Channel. 4 brave men are in the midst of a mind-boggling stunt. They're trying to sail a floating vehicle called the Amphicar from England to France. The journey gets off to a promising start, but then a series of disasters suddenly leaves the adventurers stranded in choppy waters. So is this the end of the road for the Amphicar? The men must remove the rope from the propeller before the waves capsize both cars. Unfortunately, there is one thing they forgot.
So as prepared for this adventure as they thought they were, no one packed a bathing suit. One of them had to strip down to his underwear and dive in the freezing cold water. After 10 minutes, the rope is finally removed.
and Tappinen and Bailey tow their companions for over 7.5 hours. Finally, they arrive in Calais, where they are greeted by amazed locals.
I'm sure they felt accomplished, but at the same time, I'm sure they were awful cold and pretty tired.
The next morning, the men begin the final leg of their journey. And 12 hours later, they receive a hero's welcome at the Frankfurt Auto Show.
These guys became celebrity, and they traveled around with the Amphicar from town to town and went on tour with them.
While the publicity stunt leads to a minor bump in Amphicar sales, the surge is short-lived. Eventually, the quirky little waterborne vehicles go out of production entirely. Today, one of the few remaining Amphicars is on display at the Saratoga Auto Museum. It's a reminder of a crazy idea that evolved into a dangerous and unprecedented stunt.